makeup and had lipstick stain marks all over his arms and legs. He was also covered in glitter and wearing a little girl's outfit. My son cried, saying over and over that he didn't want to be the princess anymore. I picked him up, furious, and screamed for my stepdaughter Kara, hoping that she would also be okay. She stepped out of the house without a scratch or mark on her. At the time, I was thankful, but I didn't realize that she was fine for another reason. I grabbed her wrist and hurried back to the car to keep them safe. I stood beside the car for a while and debated whether I should drive home already or check and see where the parents and friend were to squeeze an explanation out. I went with my gut and decided to take my kids home first. When I drove off their street, my son suddenly clenched his stomach painfully. I hit the brakes and turned around, driving straight to the hospital. I angrily asked Kara what had happened, but she remained silent. We eventually made it to the hospital, and I rushed my son into the ER, explaining that I had just picked my kids up from a playdate. Once my son was admitted, I asked the nurse to also check on Kara, just to be sure. They took her away to another room while I waited on a bench in the lobby. I sank my head in my hands, lost in thought, when a doctor suddenly approached me to talk about my son. The doctor asked me several questions to confirm events and asked to get permission to perform a more thorough test on his rear end. I broke down on the floor with my heart racing. I agreed to the test and asked if they could also call the authorities for me to help with the situation.